Hi students, I hope that you are doing well. This is my 8th video lecture. We are continuously discussing as per the syllabus. We are following titles, subtopics in a sequence order. This is my 8th video lecture. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss about Java class libraries. Java class libraries. So we'll see contents of this lecture. First we'll see what is a library or define library, class library, advantages of library classes, list of library classes. So especially library classes. So why we are using library classes, advantages of library classes, define the library, and what is the library class we will see. So all of you know about the library. Library is a collection of pre-compiled routines that a program can use. Collection of pre-compiled routines that a program can use. The routines, sometimes called modules, are stored in object format. Libraries are particularly useful for storing frequently used routines because you do not need to explicitly link them to every program that uses them. The linker automatically looks in a libraries for routines that it does not find elsewhere. So what it actually talks about routines. What are the routines? What you are using number of times, a particular thing, a particular matter, a particular module or object or any class that you are using frequently, number of times in a program. Then it is mandatory to do some functions. So in that scenario, these are defaultly designed in a group of files. So it is combined as a file. In that file, number of these modules, objects and extra things are there. For example, library. All of you know about library. So library, what you will get? In a library, you will get a collection of. It is a collection of books. You will get ample, multiple number of different types of books there. So library is a collection of ample of books. The same manner, here library is a collection of files. Files contains routines. Routines means that you are using a number of times same. It may be module, it may be object. Okay, you are using the module, using the class, you are using that object, you are using that interface, you are using that keyword, you are using that one number of times. So they are stored in a bundle manner inside of a library. This bundle or this collection of files we call, this collection of files, this collection of all these things we call library. Our collection of books we call as a library. The same manner, in the library you will get any kind of book, any type of book that you related to your studies. The same manner, so here also when you are doing programming, writing a programming, so we will get the required thing. So that thing is already available in this library classes. Just you simply to take it and use it. And having this collection of routines, having collection of this number of files in a bundle way, that is called a library. I hope that you understand. Then you will see class library, a collection of pre-written, ready-made software routines that act as templates for programmers to use in writing object-oriented application programs. Class libraries are typically used to provide graphical user interface functions like buttons, scroll bars, icons, and windows. Class libraries greatly simplify the work of the programmer who can use the protested code instead of having to write new code. So already told class library. So I want to talk about literal meaning of library. So you can buy a book, you can purchase a book in a market, but you are not going to purchase a book in a market, but is simply going to library to taking the books for your studies. So books are available in market at the same time library, but you are going to access the books, taking the books inside of the library. So why? Simple thing, here your cost of expense very less. You don't need to pay even 1 penny also. And easy to access. You can go quickly in your library and take the book instead of going off market. Time saving process. And the library books are default books. It is arranged by the management, not by you. So what you have to do here, just you going and accessing the books. That's the matter. That's the thing what you have to do. The same manner, class library in a Java programming, the Java developers or software engineers, programmers already designed some default features inside of the Java programming. So what you have to do here, just you have to do one thing, just access that library functions and use it. Here you don't need to write a new code for designing of this class libraries. It's already written by someone. It is a pre-written. It is a ready-made. All of you know about template. Just template means what? Just entering the data. You don't need to design. So now we are prepared. We are using templates. Number of templates while preparing the PPT. We are using the templates. So these templates designed by someone. We are not designing these templates. What we are doing here, we are doing only one thing. That is, we are entering the data. We are entering that. We have to know how to use these templates. That is enough. You don't need to design and no need to spend the time and no need to purchase even. Just is freely available. Just take it and enter your data and use it in an effective way. These are called default, predefined, ready-made, default things, pre-written. So these templates are help us to your presentation even more effective, even better way. The same manner in Java project, in Java programming language also. So some are predefined, some are default, some are pre-written, some are templates. Just use it. You no need to do anything. Just know the syntax and just apply that knowledge in your projects. This is called a class library. Just go and take the functions, go and take the things, modules, objects, our class, okay, whatever it may be, methods. So whatever it may be, go and take it and use it and follow the syntax, apply it and get the output. Run the project successfully. This concept is called class library. Class library. I hope that you understand class library providing some default pre-written templates. So it will help you to reduce your effort. It reduces your cost, it reduces your time, it reduces your coding. You don't need to design all these things, all designed it, just to take and use it. This is called class library advantages. So Java programming supports different types of classes as user-defined class. So here, actually, Java supporting one is user-defined class, second one is program default classes. So these class libraries are the what default. It is not designed by, it is not defined by user. So a class which is created by user is known as a user-defined class. And also there are some classes available with Java system that provide some important support to Java programmer for developing their programming logic as well as their programming architecture with every smooth and very fine way. So some are user-defined. That means if you are a user, if you want to design anything, everything by you yourself, that is called user-defined. But some are not designed by you but is freely available, defaultly pre-written inside of the Java programming, that is called class Java libraries. These classes are called library classes. So which is already pre-written, which is already defined, which is already defaultly there. This type of class is called Java class libraries. We call library classes. In Java support thousands of library classes, and also each class contains various types of functions. I hope that you understand. So these are the defaultly Java supporting library classes. Library classes are, providing the features to the programmer developer. He can develop program smoothly and easily using of the library classes. And this type of classes, library classes, defaultly existed. So this is one kind of library classes. This is called library classes. Apart from this, one more classes are there. That type of class is called user-defined class. User-defined class, user only will define. But here user will not define it, but user can use it. This type of call library classes, that is called user-defined class. The availability of a large numbers of library of standardized class is a vital reason for popularity of Java as a standard programming language in modern software world. The use of class library grows for the programmer productivity by allowing programmers to focus on characteristics that are unique to their application without being burdened with the unexciting task of building and debugging of the standard infrastructure. The Java library classes are often designed and executed with some typical usage pattern in real-time job profile. The type constraints are used to control where Java library classes can be replaced with a routine version without affecting type perfection of programs. Static analysis is then used to control those applications for which unused library functionality and synchronization can be removed safely from the allocated types. The profile data is collected about the usage of features of the customization candidates to determine whether allocation of custom library classes is likely to be cost effective. Based on the static analysis results and the profiling information, that custom library classes are automatically generated from a template. A bytecode of the client application is written to use the generated custom classes. This bytecode rewriting is completely see-through to the programmer. So till now we discussed different points. So I want to sum up all these points. I want to give the one conclusion point where I read out the different points. So these different points actually talks about library classes. So the functions of library classes, advantages of library classes, the functionality of the library classes. So what it talks about, how the way that works, the way that design, the way that we have to follow the syntax, talks about all things. So especially here, we have to remember one thing, that is, library classes is providing the features to the user to run the program in a smooth and easy manner and utilize the features that are provided by the programmer, that provided by the software engineer instead of class libraries. So here, list of library classes in Java. So these are the example for Java library classes. Java.io. Purpose of this class, used for input and output functions. Java.io is one of the library class. In this class, we are using for what? Input and output functions. Java.io, input, output. Second one is java.lang. Java.lang. Used for character and string operations. Java.lang. Java.lang. We are used for what? Used for character and string operations. Character, string operations. Java.awt. Used for Windows interface. Used for Windows interface. Java.util. Used for develop utility programming. Used for develop utility programming. Java.applet. Used for applet. So we have already discussed in our first and second video lecture. So I discussed regarding applet. Applet and the advantages of applet, disadvantages of applet, definition of applet, the difference between the applet and Java application we discussed. So Java.applet also one of the library class, in Java programming language. The next one is Java.net, used for network communication. So Java.net you will use for what? Network communication. And finally Java.math, used for various mathematical calculations like power, square root, etc. So my dear students, try to understand here and observe. These are the example of library classes in Java programming language. List of library classes in Java. Library classes in Java. Java.io, Java.lang, Java.awt, Java.util, Java.applet, Java.net, Java.math. And each and every library class we are using for different functions, using for different purposes. Some are using for mathematical calculations, powers and square roots. Some are using for what? Input output operations. Some are using for what? To develop utility programming. Some are using for applets. Some are using for communication network. So these are the different kinds and types of library classes that are using in Java programming language. Java programming language. So finally, I want to sum up here. Is the summary of this video lecture. In this video lecture, I discussed about a library. What is a library? Literally, the meaning of library. So I compare this library into a books library. Books library. So here the purpose and content is the same, but we are using here digital way, but that we are using in a physical way. The content is the same. The way we are using is the same. Okay, then I discussed class library. So pre-written, default, and already designed by programmer. So user will access it. Library class is a bundle of features providing to the developer, providing to the user. He can use it in a simple way and do the work in a smooth manner. So library classes are nothing but a templates, providing templates to saving of money and energy and time of a user. Then we discuss advantages of library classes. Advantages of library classes. We discuss the many advantages. So these are all advantages. These are all advantages. What are these? The type constraints are used to control where the Java library classes can be replaced with the routine versions without affecting type perfection of programs. Static analysis is then used to control those applications for which unused library functionality and synchronization can be removed safely from the allocated types. These are the different types of different types of advantages of library classes. So I didn't mention the advanced library packs in between, but at the end I am explaining about the advantages of library classes. This is actually my summary. And finally, references for textbooks and as well as the YouTube. Thank you for watching.